Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining again. Thank you so much for liking and sharing the channel to your friends and family. I really appreciate it. So today I'm talking about insurances. Why should we have insurances? Why are certain insurances not important? Why are these insurances important? So I have a list of insurances that I want to share with you, and why they're important, and why you should always have them in place. So let's get to today and talk about more about insurances. Okay guys, I have about a list of 9 types of insurances that you should put in place in your life as a working young profession. These insurances are very important that you have them in places that helps your life and your finances very tremendously. So I'm gonna list the most obvious one, and then I'm gonna list the most not talked about insurances that are quite important as well. So let's first start about the most open one and the most one that people know about. So first of one is life cover. So why is it important to have a life cover? So in life cover, it works as most of the time when you purchase an asset, you will always be asked of if you have a life cover. If you purchase a car or a house, normally you would ask if you have a life cover, and normally the life cover needs to have like a benefit that will be sufficient to pay out that asset if you die. So why is it important that you have a life cover? A life cover is necessary when you die as a person, so that it pays out some of your debts, and then it leaves up as a certain income to your kids and to your family members that you have. So it's very important that you have like a life cover, so that when you're no longer here, your family is being taken care of. So it's a substitute of your income when you're dead, and it can pay out your liabilities when you are no longer here, so that your children don't have to carry out your liabilities. So one important fact that you must always make sure about when you look at a life cover, you must understand what it needs to do for you. Because I always say that a life cover is the money that goes to your family, but you must also understand your total liability as a person, so that you make sure that your life cover that you have, it can cover up the total liabilities that you have currently as a living person, so that when you die, your family doesn't have to carry out those liabilities. And also you must be aware that if maybe you have a life cover, and the life cover is worth 500,000, and then maybe your liabilities are worth 500,000, so meaning that your kids will have nothing that will take care of. So always make sure that your liability will be sufficient to take care of your family when you're dead. You must take care of your asset, you must also take care of your kids' education, and must also take care of making sure that they're taken care of when you are no longer here. And then yes, the pension fund, if you are a registered pension funder or paying a pension fund, it does add value into the money that you leave behind for your kids. So you can work together with them combined. Make sure that you have sufficient for your liabilities, make sure that you have sufficient for the money that can carry out your kids. So that's a very important factor to look out on your life cover. Another one is a funeral cover. Funeral cover are necessary to take care of your funeral when you died. Not necessarily yourself, but if they take care of your loved ones as well. So this one is also necessary, so that you don't go into debts trying to bury a loved one, but because you planned ahead of that, so you have a funeral cover. So do take a funeral cover for yourself and for your loved one as well. What I do want to address here with the funeral cover is finding a situation where we are paying a funeral cover into different places, but we're paying for the same thing. If maybe I'm paying a casket of 20,000, I'm paying in this institution, and a different institution I'm paying for the same thing. So if we work very well with our budget, you will understand that if I'm paying 2 funeral covers, what do they cover? They cannot cover the same thing. It is a misuse of money. So make sure that the funeral cover that you have, they don't cover the same thing. As many as you may have must not cover the same thing for one person. So you can cover a multiple of people, but it must not cover the same thing in different institutions. To get what I'm saying, I hope it makes sense. It must not cover the same thing in different institution, rather it must be able to cover different things if it's in different institution. And you must always check it for yourself and for the family members as well. You know, we get so much shocking when a family member die, when then we find out that this funeral cover that I've been paying doesn't cover certain things, and then we ending up having to spend from our savings or having to make loans to make sure that our loved ones are buried. So make sure that you check exactly what does your funeral cover what does it covers, what does it exclude out, and where can you make sure that, okay, if everything is covered through this funeral cover like this and this, so I'm missing this and this, so where can I get another cover to cover it, or can I increase my premiums so that I make sure that everything is covered? I don't have to go into debts or take out my savings for my loved ones to be buried or myself to be buried. So please be on the lookout for that one. Another one we always have is medical aid and a gap cover. So medical aid is normally we have it if you are a young working professional. Normally sometimes the employer offers to you, and if the employer doesn't offer to you, you have to take one for yourself or for your family. So this one is necessary if you do want to get a better and a faster services in the different healthcare institution. So what's a gap cover? So a gap cover, cover is the cover that normally covers out what your medical aid doesn't cover. So if you're hospitalized and your total bill is 150,000, and then your medical aid is saying that they can cover 100,000 out of it, so meaning you have 50,000 that you still need to pay out. So that's when a gap cover comes in to pay what your medical aid hasn't paid. In my opinion, what I want people to look out for this one is that just calculate how much you pay for your medical aid. Let's say I pay 3,000 rand for my medical aid, and then I pay 500 rand for my gap cover. If I take this 3.5, combine it and look at my medical options, is there a medical option that I can get that can make sure that everything is covered if anything were to happen to me? So be the lookout for that, so that you don't pay a gap cover, whereas if you increase your premium of your medical aid, it can cover everything that you needed to cover without the gap cover. So just be on the lookout for that. Just if you can afford a gap cover, just make sure, maybe check out if I check my medical aid, can it cover everything? But with the premiums that we really get, there is less chances of your less chances that maybe your medical aid can cover everything. And then if the gap cover can be on the helpful end to that, please do take it and make sure that it is covered. You are safe whenever you need some medical help. Another insurance that are important is car or home insurances. So these ones are obvious. If you own a car, if you own a house, these are important, guys. I know that some of us living in big city, especially with home insurances, sometimes you can find it's a gated area. What could happen? Something could happen, and insurance is that it protects you if something unexpectedly happen. So make sure that you have it, because something can happen, and it may need your financial help, your finances, for that thing to be covered and be taken care of. So guys, anything can happen. Just make sure that you are taking care of your home and your car. So under home insurance, there's also another insurance that is available, which is your home asset insurance. So a home asset insurance is where you insure the content of your house things. So if you are in this house and then you want, if something were to happen in the content of your house, let's say a fire comes in, the home insurance will build your house back, but it won't pay what was inside the house. So the home content insurance helps you to have certain amount of money so you can recover some of the home content that you had. So also please be on the lookout for that one. Like, they are so good, guys, that they even cover when things are stolen, like in your car when you are driving, and then something like maybe your purse, or maybe you're in a car accident and then you lost some of the home content, which could be your clothes or your Louis Vuitton purse or your Louis Vuitton shoes, so that they can pay out your money back if you made to lose those things. Maybe with the car insurances, I know there is a tire insurance, there's also like a warranty insurance. So on this one, I would say that normally if you're buying a new car, it will be under warranty, and then when that warranty finishes, you would want to take a warranty insurance, because it helps in a sense of like, if your car is normally, if a car is older than 5 years, there's a lot of breakdowns that happen. So that warranty is very important. Then I really think if your car is above 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, do consider taking that warranty insurance, because it really comes in handy. And normally a car does have like glitches when it gets older and older. And then there's also tires. Normally you change your tires 3 times a year, I would say, for this one. But if you do want to take a tire insurance, you can do a windscreen insurance. I think it goes hand in hand with tires. So there is storms, especially in summer, especially in Joburg. It's been a crazy summer and has been a lot of hailstorms. So that insurance does come in handy, so that you don't have to pop up money out of your pocket to pay for all those shortcomings that happen unexpectedly. So now I'm gonna talk about insurances that are not most talked about. The most one that is not talked about but yet very imperative that you have is an income protection. So what is an income protection? An income protection is an insurance that pays out you money when you aren't able to get an income anymore. It could be after retrenchment, it could be after you lost the contract, it could be after you unable to go to work due to illness or due to circumstances that has come to you. So this insurance is able to give you money for when you aren't able to have money. So I would advise this one, especially in different industry, especially if you're a freelancer, if you're an entrepreneur, please be on the lookout for this one, for income protection. It really helps. Another insurance that is not talked about but yet very important is the insurance to cover when you are ill or disabled due to work environment. So please make sure that you have this insurance in place, because let's say you have a cancer and then it may take you 6 months for you to recover from it and for you to take your time to heal from it. So meaning you won't be working, so meaning in the next 6 months you will be needing an income to sustain you while you're going through what you're going through. So this one is very imperative, because we don't know what would happen, we don't know what our fate look like. So it's very important that you have this cover in place, so that you're in the money that's coming in your household is still protected when you're still unable to do so. One last more insurance that I have for you that you must always be in the law is the insurance for a phone. It is very imperative to make sure that you insure your phones, especially nowadays, because anything can happen to your phone. It can fall and break, it can be stolen on a smash and grab, it can be anything can happen to your phone. It can get stolen, you may misplace it and leave it somewhere. Anything can happen to your phone, so it's very, very imperative to have a phone insurance. Trust me, I'm a victim of that. So make sure that you do have a phone insurance, because who's gonna give you a phone in the middle of the month if something were to happen to your own phone? So please guys, make sure that you have all these insurances in places. There are many more insurances that are out there, and if there is that I miss on this video, please share them on the comments. So we want to hear about it. We want to hear the benefits of all of them. So guys, as a young professional, please make sure that you have this insurance in place. It helps your finances in a long run. It really helps them so that you are not at risk at ending up in taking more loans, or ending up having to use your savings into covering these things that could have been insured, and without you having to use extra money on them. So please guys, make sure that you have all the right insurances in place that you need, and make sure that you are always protected at all costs. So if there is any, share them below. And that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one. Bye for now.